All right, so we got to find the relative extrema of this example here. So once again, we're going to go ahead and just start taking the derivative. So f prime of x is going to be equal to, well, now we've got the quotient rule. So it's low times d high, which would be 4x cubed, minus high d low. All of this is going to be over low squared. So I want to simplify this just a little bit. So I'm going to distribute everything through. So I'm going to have f prime of x is equal to 4x to the fifth minus 2x to the fifth minus 2x. All of this is going to be over x to the fourth power. So when I go ahead and combine this even just a little bit more, remember this is still f prime of x. This is 2x to the fifth minus 2x. All of this is over x to the fourth. I like to go ahead and take an x out. So basically I'm going to cancel out this x and everyone's going to get a little bit smaller, and I'm going to take out the 2. Great. So at this point, what I'm looking for are the points where the numerator is equal to 0 and where the denominator is equal to 0. Well, that 2 is factored out, so that numerator is just going to, the important part is just x to the fourth minus 1, which is equal to 0. I can then split this into x squared plus 1 and x squared minus 1 is equal to 0. And so x squared plus 1, and then this is x plus 1, x minus 1 is equal to 0. Well, if I set each individual piece equal to 0 now, because the zero product property, I'm going to get just a positive value for that x squared plus 1. There's just no way that that's not going to be a positive value, so I don't have to worry about this one right here. Now I have to look at x plus 1 is equal to 0 and x minus 1 is equal to 0. So for both of those, I'm going to get negative 1 and 1. And that takes care of the top. Now for the bottom, I just have to look at x cubed and when that's equal to 0. Well, that's just at 0. So I'm going to go ahead and create that number line here. And I'm going to put negative 1, 0, and 1 on it here. And all I have to do is just test a few points. All right, so now I just pick points on this part of the interval. So I'm going to choose negative 2. Well, if I plug negative 2 into the numerator, I'm going to end up with a positive value because negative 2 to the fourth is going to be a larger positive there. And then on the bottom, anything that's cubed that's negative is going to be a negative. So I know that I have a decreasing interval right there. So then from negative 1 to 0, I can test 0.5, a negative 0.5. And when I do this, same thing is going to be true on the top. I'm going to get a negative 0.5 to the fourth, but that's actually going to be smaller than 1. So if I take something that's smaller than 1 and subtract 1, I get a negative number. And on the bottom, I'm going to get a negative number, so I'm going to be positive. I'm going to test 0.5, and I'm going to get a negative over a positive. And then I'm going to test 2, and I'm going to get a positive over a positive, which gives me a positive. So based on this looks like it's going to be a relative minimum, right? So negative 1 is going to be a relative min. And then at 0, it would be a, oops, sorry, I messed that one up there. Because if I were to draw this line more out here, at 0, it looks like I would get some like form of a maximum. And then at the point at 1 here, I would get another relative min. The only thing you have to really be careful of here is that this has an asymptote. So based on the way that this denominator is, we know that at right around 0, it's not going to exist. That limit won't. So make sure that we have that, and this is an asymptote. So pay attention to that stuff as you are doing these.